Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the Swindon town Swoodilypoopers, and we are in, I think, Prague. I don't know. I'm not an expert on European soccer teams. I'm going to be honest with you, but we are in the Europa League, back in the Europa League, where, of course, the last time we had a Europa game, we lost, and afterwards there was a gigantic fight in the Swoodilypooper locker room. But since then, we have been playing with the kind of unity that I have looked for the last 2 seasons. The kind of unity that took us from League One to the Championship to the Premier League, and this year hopefully will take us to Premier League glory. But we also need to have some glory in Europe, because that's how we make money. And in order to do that, we need to win this game. We do, frankly, need to win. We need to win a bunch of games in Europe, and this is one of them. Unfortunately, we still don't have Bald John Green in the lineup. He remains injured. He has an ankle problem. He is our best forward. Well, our second best forward, but our best looking forward. And he's our only player with a mustache. So it's difficult to win when you don't have a single mustache on your entire team. But we're going to do our best. We see it as our solemn duty to try to win, not just for ourselves, but for our fallen comrade and his sprained ankle. What the F was that? Smurg. Today I'm going to talk to you about my college writing projects. Yesterday I talked to you about my high school writing projects. The first couple years of college, I didn't write much, at least for fun. I was in a couple creative writing classes, and I wrote in those, but I did not... What? What did I do that was wrong? Is knee hugging against the rules now? Because if so, I don't even want to play soccer. I'll go play some other sport. Rugby or something. Goodness gracious. Is there a rugby video game? I hope so. If there is, I'll play it. So I wasn't a great writer, just in terms of productivity. My first... Get in there! No. My first couple years of college, I had a girlfriend. I think that was a big part of it. And also, I don't know. I was interested in other things, and I saw writing as something that I was doing for school, and that I fancied myself very busy, and that therefore I didn't have time to write. Little did I know that that's always going to be an excuse. You can always claim that you're busy, find reasons not to do the writing that you need to do. And hopefully I've learned that in the years since. Anyway, I wrote a few short stories for those classes, none of which I'm proud of, so I won't talk about them. And then when I was a senior in college, I wrote right back across the face of goal and all for naught. I wrote a story about a recently ordained minister who's, about 24 years old and is on a road trip with his best friend. Go. Yeah! Stone Cold Steve with a C. Austin, finishing in a way that, frankly, is different, vastly different from the way that Bald John Green would have finished. Stone Cold Steve with a C. Austin continues to just... he and I have very different values. So I think that's where it begins for me. I value hard work and not spending all of your free time doing it with girls, and he values something else. And I think he could be a great player, but I'd like to see some results. Oh, you've got to put that in the back of the net. Oh, it's really, really frustrating. There is a rugby video game. Danica just looked it up for me, so maybe I'll play that. I don't know the rules of rugby, but then again, to watch me play FIFA, you wouldn't think I know the rules of soccer. So this story was the first. It was the first really long story I ever wrote. It was about 50 pages, and it was the first time that I, seriously made a serious go at writing. What are you doing? How did you not pass it to Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin? We've had tremendous opportunities here in the first half for the Swindon town Swoodilypoopers, and hopefully One Size Fits All is up here. No, actually, I think he might be tired, so I think he might not be playing. Just kidding. He's playing, because I think he just hit the ball, but it didn't go in. Frustrating stuff. But it's still the first half. We've got all the time in the world to win this game, and I believe that we can do it. So it was about this. It was about this recently ordained minister and his best friend, who's also a recently ordained minister, and they were snarky and had a lot of snarky dialogue, and that was very enjoyable for me to write. And that one of the things that I learned from working on that story was that I really enjoy writing dialogue. I get a big kick out of it, and it makes me happy to imagine conversations that I would like to have but can't have because I don't really have that many friends in real life. So that was one of the great pleasures of writing that story, and it was also a great learning experience for me. Get in the net! Yes! I take everything I said about you back, Stone Cold Steve with a C. Austin, because you are a genius, a gentleman, and a scholar, and I apologize for calling you promiscuous, even though you are great stuff. Great stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just, you know what I don't like about Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin, and I don't mean to say this moments after he scored. Just generally the whole idea that sexually empowered women are hussies and sexually empowered men are studs. It really bothers me. It's such a, deeply offensive on so many levels, and but he did just score a goal. And frankly, I didn't hire him to be a professional good person. I hired him to be a professional soccer player. So, congratulations. You have to say that goal's been coming all half long. So anyway, these two guys, these two recently ordained ministers, they go on a road trip. The narrator of the novella, I guess you would call it, or short story or whatever, is from a small town in Tennessee, and he's gone to seminary in Chicago. And he's now returning to his small town in Tennessee for the first time in a couple years. His parents have died, and so he doesn't have a lot of attachment to his hometown. It's a place that he's very grateful to have gotten out of. And he sort of sees in his mind, he has this narrative of success, which is that unlike most people who go to seminary in Chicago, I grew up in this small town, and I had all these educational and that's not a foul. What? If you're going to consistently call me for fouls just because I'm attractive and I work hard, I don't know what to do about that. Can I at least get a goal kick? No? Okay. This is a little frustrating. I think the boys are feeling frustrated, but fortunately Ricardo Bunsen-Byrne is there. I'm going to go back to balanced, by the way. We were attacking all first half, but I think balanced is really the place for us, particularly when we've got a lead. We need to get more guys back so that Wellington doesn't have to make those stops all on his own. So anyway, these two guys go back to this little town in Tennessee where the narrator is from. And the narrator is going there for a wedding. His cousin is getting married, and he's officiating the wedding, and it's kind of you've got to get that down. Stone Cold Steve with a C. I put it on the back post for you, all nice and pretty. So he's in fact, Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin, great game, great day, but he's coming out. Let's see, we're going to make a couple substitutions here. We're going to take out Fahey and bring on Leroy Williamson. We're going to take out somebody and bring on one size fits all. You. And we're going to take out Merrick and bring on, we don't have another central midfielder. Oh, Beefstock. Our old friend Beefstock. All right. So, nice triple change here in the 60th minute so that we can get some fresh legs on the field and finish strong. Plus, it's not a game if you don't have one size fits all on your team. I mean, really, what's the point of playing if you can't enjoy one size fits all? He was voted, by the way, Player of the Year by the Swindon Town Gazette. So congratulations. I think I've said that already, but congratulations again to One Size Fits All. He had an amazing season last year, and there's no question that it was a historic one for him. Why is Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin? Did I not substitute him? Oh well, whatever. I'll do it in a minute. So he goes back home to officiate his cousin's wedding, but he also, while he's there, meets up with this girl that he's had a crush on since high school, and of course now she's 24 and her life is very different. She's dating a very different kind of minister, one of these not formally trained evangelical ministers, and and it's really the story of I guess it's sort of their love story. Oh, what a great job. Stone Cold Steve with the Austin to other John Green, and look at them embrace. Oh, just rolling around on the floor like a couple of kids in love. This is great stuff. The revitalized post-brawl Swoodilypoopers are just playing fantastic. I'm so proud of them. Great stuff. Great stuff, and we're going to... This is good for our goal differential in the EuroLeague, too, which is vital. And look, other John Green, Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin. You know what? He is having the game of his life, actually. Guy's playing fantastic. He's going to be featured more in the Swoodilypoopers. I don't know. I've got to talk to him. Frankly, I don't spend a lot of time talking to Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin, so maybe I need to talk to him because he's playing great. Also, he's on Twitter, and he's a very active Twitter user, and he's great on Twitter. So it's Kativ Austin 23 if you want to follow him there on the Twitter. But anyway, just all around great. Come on! Is everything a foul? This German referee is excessive. So in the end, he hooks up with this girl who's dating this other minister, and he officiates the wedding, and it's a bit of a disaster because his cousin isn't entirely sure that he wants to get married. And it's a bit of like, I wanted to write sort of an American comedy of manners, I guess. If you've ever read there's a great novel. Oh, he was just a smidge off sides, or he was going to have a hat trick. Ginger Rampage. He's rampaging. Not your best work. So, and I in a lot of ways I was inspired. I mean, this was in the day when I wrote things, really almost like fan fiction level, tightly based on other things I'd read. So, the Rosenthal Square story was very much like a Tom Robbins novel, or Tom Robbins meets Kurt Vonnegut, but not as good as either of those writers. And then, oh no, we're not going to give up a goal, are we? Ricardo Bunsen-Burner. Probably should have cleared that one. But look at Ricardo Bunsen-Burner. He says, "No goals will be scored on me today, sir." Great performance by the Swoodilypoopers. I want to apologize for everything I've ever said about Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin, because even though he had a couple of opportunities, the guy played fantastic. I mean, he just tore open the defense here, and as a result, the Swoodilypoopers are going to go home victorious, having scored 2 goals in a single game, and we've scored 5 goals in our last 3 games, which is just insane. Leroy Williamson. Leroy Williamson. Oh! Almost. So in the end, anyway, he gets the girl. But it was based on this book that I loved, that I read in college, called Handling Sin, which is a great sort of Southern comedy road trip book. Wow, Leroy Williamson almost made this the best game ever. Congratulations to the Swoodilypoopers. Goals from Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin. And then Stone Cold Steve with the C. Austin with a fantastic assist. John Green with an easy finish. Thanks for watching.